Blast me to the Nachman Gauntlet. It's time for the Mad Merlins unboxing of Warhammer 40,000 Eldritch Omens by Games Workshop. Hello and welcome back to another Mad Merlins unboxing. So today I went to my local Games Workshop's store birthday and I treated myself to the Eldritch Omens box. So this is the latest in the range of battle boxes that they do, and is kicking off the start of the Warzone Nachman campaign, which, not campaign, season should I say, which is going to be running for the next 6 months. So anything lore-wise and anything model release will all be tied in to this new story arc. So let's just have a look at the back of the box here. So we got a nice view of the contents there. So this is the first place we can get the new Awtark and Warpsmith models. And also the first place we can get the new Ranger Sky Runners, Rangers, and the Chaos Chosen. So the box contents is a 32-page Eldritch Omens booklet, Craft World and Chaos Space Marine transfer sheets, 16 models including the Warpsmith, 5 Chosen and a Forge Fiend, and an Awtark, 3 Shroud Runners, and 5 Rangers. You will need, of course, the 40k rules in order to use the contents, but that is a free download. At the bottom we got a short blurb about the contents of the box, and of course the book and the transfers. So, let's use my trusty mold line remover to open the box, and we'll get inside. They got lovely artwork on the front of the box of the Awtark against the Warpsmith, and there's a print of this artwork inside the box, and that's going to look quite nice up on my gaming room wall. So we'll lift the lid and we'll have a look at the contents. So up first we got the Shroud Runners. Then we've got Chosen, 2 frames of the Forge / Mauler Fiend, we've got the updated Eldar Rangers, looking really nice in plastic finally. We've got a bit of damage straight out of the box, oh dear. Nothing that a little bit of glue shouldn't help fix. But that's our Warpsmith there. And we have our Awtark. So I'll have a close-up look at those in a sec. But we also have the beautiful art print of that cover art, and that does look really quite nice. Gives you an idea of how to expand your army. They've got various Eldar craft flying over the background. Didn't see that. So you got Eldar craft and Eldar tanks. You got the Rangers and the Chaos Marines. Yeah. So underneath all that plastic, we get a base for our Mauler Fiend, our booklets, the bases for the Rangers and Chaos Marines, a weapon team base for the Warpsmith, and we got 3 clear flying bases with stems for our jet bikes. Finally, we got our transfer sheets. So this isn't much in the way of anything new. Same Chaos transfer sheet we've had in the Get Started set and the new Chaos Space Marines. So you get 6 Legions worth of transfers. I, of course, will be using the Black Legion ones. And this is a brand new, up-to-date Eldar Craft Worlds transfer sheet. You can tell it's up-to-date, it's actually 2022. So we've got the major craft worlds, we've got Awtark, Biotan, Iandan, Samhan, and Ulfway. We've also got various other Eldar runes and Phoenix Lord icons for the different aspect warriors. We've got again more runes, we got aspect runes there, and warning icons as well for on vehicle exhausts and engine areas. So as it comes to the painting of the models, I am still umming and ahhing between either my old favourite Iandan, or as this contains a nice lot of rangers, I might even go to Awtark, because they will tie in quite nicely with my Crimson Fists. And then we get sheet of transfer protection paper. I'll use that in my drawing box. And then we got an empty box. I'll just set up for the overhead cam and we'll get a closer look at those frames. Okay, we'll go through the frames now. We'll start with the Eldar and finish on the Chaos. So here we have the Awtark, which is a brand new updated kit of the combining elements of a lot of the classic Eldar Awtark models. So it does give you a nice range of weaponry as well and special issue war gear. So you've got the warp jump generator for the Warp Spider aspect. Got a Reaper launcher, a standard back banner, the Fire Dragon's Dragon Breath Flamer. We got a web spinner, a Shuriken pistol, a lance there, or glaive, and a Scorpion chainsword. And of course you've got his Shimmer Shield. You only get one, but it will go on either of the arms. We have a choice of torsos. You've got a male and a female. You've got a cloak, which it looks like it's kind of required to build the model, but I'm hoping it is optional. You can build it without. It would be nice. It looks like you do need to build it because the tabs on the back there go into the tab slots on the warp jump generator. So that's annoying. You are going to have to build him with the cloak. Or her with the cloak. So we've got a rather nice bear head there. Hard to tell if it's male or female because the Eldar are very life and thin in their appearances. We got the classic double plume face mask there with the Banshee screamers. And then we've got a more classic ornate crest. Standard sort of Awtark helmet. And you've got a nice little piece of rubble, which sort of matches up to Drazar and even the new Morgan Ra in the fact that it's just ruins with Eldari runes carved into it. So this guy's going to be quite fun to build, I think. I'm probably going to go for the chainsword and maybe the warp jump generator. I haven't quite decided yet. The Awtark is a very customizable kit. And of course this is backwards compatible with the previous plastic Awtark, which is the one with the swooping hawk wings. So you can use the weapons that come in this kit with that and vice versa. Okay, next up we've got zoom out quickly. We've got our new Rangers. So the Eldar Rangers have been around for quite a long time. They've had various different kits over the years. Mostly they've been metal models, but we now get them in glorious plastic, and they do look amazing. So each one has a nice long coat and is equipped with a Eldar long rifle. We do have the options now that they have daggers out for their melee weapons. We've got a new little targeter array sort of thing. And we've got plenty holstered rifles, shuriken pistols, drawn shuriken pistols. And there's even a statue somewhere. I can't see it at the moment. Right, there he is. We do have a statue of Kurnoth, the Eldar god of the hunt, who the Rangers worship, which is just yet another form of Kayla Mencha Kane. So each model also has the option of a bear hood with mask, or a classic hooded head with a helmed faceplate. We've got one full helmed faceplate there. Set of binoculars for one model to wield as well. And there's a good mixture of male and female torsos throughout the kit. So I think it's a really nice updated kit. There was rumours that these could make a different unit, but I think it's just Rangers with different equipment. That's all you can get. I do quite like painting bear flesh, so I am most likely going to be building quite a few of these with the bear head options. And like I said earlier, I'm probably going to be painting up all these as a Awtark. So next up we have the Shroud Runners, which is a new unit for the Eldar. It's basically Rangers on jet bikes, and they have a pillion driver who wields the standard issue Eldar Ranger long rifle, so they can zoom around and snipe targets. They each have the option of being equipped with a scatter laser, and there's various different poses you can give to the pillions. You've got drawn pistols, at-ease rifles, aimed rifles, and even binoculars. Got the air intake vents there. And again, you've got a good choice of head options: helmeted, bare head, half-mast, masked, not masked, half-mast, full-mast, and even hooded. So these are going to be a nice little kit to put together. Okay, moving on, we've got another new model that is finally in plastic, the Warpsmith. So the Warpsmith, it's what... This is when my tongue stops working. The Warpsmith is a tainted tech marine. And he looks rather menacing here. So the top half of his backpack is built into the actual torso. And I do suggest building this guy up and leaving the backpack separate, so that you can paint all the detail in behind. Just mask off the area with some blue tack. You have a bare head or a helmeted head option. I'm torn between two. They both look quite nice. And he has weapon options in the form of either an axe or a thunderhammer. and he is only ever equipped with a plasma pistol, but it's a standard Space Marine connection, so if you have any spare pistols from the Chaos Marine kits, you can easily swap them out. But you do lose the rather nice bionic arm. So other than the small bit of damage, it's a rather nice kit. It's going to be very fiddly because there's lots of small contact points. And we've got all these mechadendrites trailing off. But I do love me a Tech Marine, even if he is a heretic one. So next up, we've got our final brand new kit for this box set, which is the Chosen. So the Chosen are the veterans of the Chaos Space Marines, although most Chaos Space Marines are over 10,000 years old, so they are all kind of veterans. But these are a rather specific unit and take the form of the standard Space Marines, Stern Guard and Vanguard veterans, so they can be equipped with different ranged and melee weapons. Each one has several different combinations you can build it up as. We will look through the instructions shortly. But as for weapon options, you have a power maul, a couple of power swords, a couple of chain axes, you've got a power fist, a pair of lightning claws, and of course plenty of chain swords. You've got bolt guns, bolt pistols, plasma pistols, combi weapons, and you do get quite a nice lot of additional details. So there is easily more than twice the amount of heads you're going to need. You also have small icons of the Chaos Gods, so you can mark up your unit champion. Got some nice detailed shoulder pads. And you even have holstered bolt guns and chainswords, which can just be glued onto the backpacks. There's a backpack icon there for your Chaos icon, so you can easily give, I'm guessing you'll glue the specific god icon into the central hole there. But you got some nice little details to add to the kit, which is quite nice. I'll have a zoom in on these heads. We've got some really nice bear heads. You got, I think I did the focus. You got a guy there with a bionic eye, and even a third eye in the centre of his head. You got a guy with a rather vicious-looking mouth there. A guy with a rebreather and some horns. A horned helmet there. Nice set of overly horned helmets there. We got a guy whose face seems to be dissolving. So I'm guessing that would be your Nurgle aligned champion. There we got another bionic eye with a top knot, so very Sons of Horus. We've got another rather Nurgle looking head here. And we've got a guy with a long sticking out tongue and dog hair, apparently. But this is a really nice kit. We've not had Chaos Chosen models since the 6th edition starter set Dark Vengeance, which was around 2012, I'd like to say. About 4 years after I started, 3-4 years after I started. So it's good to see that we have finally a updated box of models. So these are going to be exclusive to this set for the moment, but we'll be seeing a official release closer to the time of the actual Chaos Codex. We also got a nice champion trophy rack here as well. And each of the backpacks are unique with different chaos growths and mutations, so you can really personalize your squad. There we have that one. And finally we got our Forge/Mauler Fiend. So this is the weapon sprue, so you've got your Gatling cannons, your plasma cannons, and your lasher whips. Plus, I believe these are plasma cutters, I think. I haven't looked at the rules for the Forge Fiend in a long time, but I do believe you can get some sort of ranged weapon on the close combat orientated Mauler Fiend. And then we got the main torso, the engine, and his various different arms attachments. As for the actual construction of this guy, I am going to be going with a Mauler Fiend. I just like the face a lot better than the Forge Fiend's one with the plasma mouth. That one there. There he is. I was looking for him, I couldn't see him. I do prefer the more bestial look of the Forge Fiend's rather demonic looking face. Well, that's that for the plastic. Okay, the last thing to go through is our campaign book and our instructions. So it's nice to see that these are now in resealable envelopes. So that means you don't have to throw it away if you don't want to. You can easily keep your materials nicely secure and safe from damage. So we'll have a look at the campaign book first of all. So again, that really lovely cover art. I do like it when you got the two new models up close and at the front, and everything else in a battle pose around it. The previous box, which had the Genius of the Cults versus the Custodian Guard, the cover was a bit confusing because if you didn't look close enough, you'd think, where's the new Genius of the model? She's not there. But she is there. She's sort of crouching behind a piece of rubble. But I do like more focal pointed artwork. It's really nice. So we got a 31-page book, a little introduction section explaining the war in the Nachman sector. We've even got names for the two characters that we have. So we got Awtark Galen, and we got Warpsmith Devox, or Devok, should I say. That's quite nice names, actually. So, more about the Nachman War. So, we know the Great Rift has torn the galaxy in two. There is only really one safe way from one side of the galaxy to the other, and that is the Nachman Gauntlet, which is a narrow passage of clear space where the Astronomicon still shines. And pretty much every force in the galaxy is fighting over it in order to claim it for themselves. So we've got the new Rangers there in combat against the Chosen, but this guy looks a little more possessed than Chosen, so I wonder if that's a tease at the new plastic kit for the Possessed. So we've got detail on the background for the Saimhan craft world and the Black Legion. We got the prophecy for the Awtark there, and the Serpent Strikes, talking about the the War Master of Chaos, Abaddon. So it explains more about the background of the two characters and the fight they are interlocked in. And here we have a rather fantastic look of the Nachman Gauntlet. So you got the Cicatrix Maledictum ripping the galaxy in two. Cadia off to this side. And then we got the Nachman Gauntlet here. So Vigilus is, of course, the focal point of the new Nachman war zone. And we are returning to Vigilus in order to reclaim it, because it has previously fallen to chaos. Even though Marneus Calgar fought valiantly, he almost died. but crossed the Rubicon Primaris. So you got Sangua Terra, which is a secondary sort of, I think it's to do with the Blood Angels, and one of the homeworlds that they claim, because the Sangua, I might be mistaken. So we got the Exotite world of Dafy. So as we know from the upcoming Kill Team box, we have Chaos Space Marines versus the Eldari Corsairs. So that'd be quite nice to see. And again, that artwork, I keep looking at that and it just looks so good. So we've got a gallery of all our painted models in the Samhan and Black Legion colour schemes. So we've got the Awtark with the Dragon Fusion Gun and the Starglaive. We've got our Rangers and our Shroud Runners. They look quite nice there. I think they look better in blue. And then we have our Chaos Space Marines, so the Warpsmith, looking menacing, and we've got our Chosen. I'm not too keen on that pose, so I might use a different leg set and try and reposition the arms to make him look a little bit more intimidating. There he looks like he's giving directions more than anything else. He's like, yeah, you go down there, you go right, you come to the roundabout. I've lost it, I missed my turning, I'm lost now. And we got our Forge Fiend, but you can also build it as the Mauler Fiend. So you got rules for playing the Theatre of War Goliath Down mission. So you got 2 missions, On the Run and Prey Becomes the Hunter. We got Crusade rules for the Asiani and also the Chaos Space Marines. So you got tactical ruses, equipment ruses. So you've got some nice relic items there you can give to your characters. You got our first mission there, On the Run. So the Awtark and the Rangers are running away from the Chaos in this mission. And they decide to finally have enough of it and turn around and fight back. So we've got our Crusade rules here, including relics, battle traits for our new units. And finally we got our data sheets. If I can turn a page. So we got the Awtark, and he's War Gear, Special Rules. It even includes all the rules for the stuff that you don't get on this kit. So you got your Mandiblasters, your Swooping Hawk Wings. You got your no Power Sword. That's odd. You got your Starglaive, your Scorpion Chainsword, your Banshee Blade. So that'd be your Power Sword. It's a Banshee Blade. Shuriken Pistol, Reaper Launcher, Fusion Pistol, Dragon Fusion Gun, and Death Spinner. So it's nice, it gives you all the options of the additional kit as well. And you got your Rangers there. So nothing special, just a nice updated version of that classic kit. And we got our new Shroud Runners. So everything in the Eldar loves to go fast. And the Shroud and the Rangers have finally got themselves some snazzy new jet bikes. A updated profile, although not in wounds, sadly, for the Warpsmith. He comes with the Power Axe, Mechadendrites, Melter Gun, Flamer, and Plasma Pistol, and your standard grenades as standard issue. And the only option you have is to replace the Power Axe with a Thunder Hammer. So we got the Chosen here, so it's 5 models in the unit, up to 10 if you want. You get a champion and you get 4 to 9 Chosen. So any chosen may take 1 item from the melee weapons list. Up to 4 may take either a plasma pistol, a combi weapon, or even a pair of lightning claws. An additional chosen may replace his bolt gun with 1 item from the special heavy weapons list. The chosen champion may take an item from the melee weapons list, or bolt gun and bolt pistol replaced with items from the champion list. And you may take a chaos icon. And finally, you get rules for both the Forge Fiend and Mauler Fiend. Like I said, I will be building a Mauler Fiend. I just like it better than the Forge Fiend. And then we got the last little bit of the story. And finally, that beautiful battle shot again on the back cover. So, survival does not always equate to victory, nor death to inevitable defeat. Light and dark are absolutes, yet they are not always truths. Today, we battle in twilight, and sorrow may yet become triumph before the last blade stroke falls. Okay, we'll just take one quick flick through our build guides, and we'll be calling it quits after I give my final thoughts. So, overview of all your frames and your build guide. So your Warpsmith, not Techmarine, goes together much like you'd think. As I did suggest earlier, leave your backpack off if you want to paint all the detail, because otherwise it can be quite intrusive. But he goes on the 80 or 60mm oval base there, and he does look rather menacing. So we got our chosen. We build all the bodies up near enough the same way. You build your champion first. He has a good choice of options. So bolt gun in one hand, power maul, power axe, or chainsword in the other. He has a specific shoulder pad. And he's got his cape, backpack, and his trophy rack. And there is your chaos icon. Like I thought, these little icons just glue into that. That does look quite nice there. I think I will be, I don't know. I do like that pose. I might be building him up just that way. And the remaining models, we build all their torsos in one step. There's your fifth one there. So you have one standing, well, 2 standing on a rock, 1 just standing, and 1 slightly charging forward. So this is where you get to be a little bit more customizable with your squad. You can give pretty much anything to anyone. So you've got your power fist in 2 components. Same for the lightning claws. You glue the hands into the actual claw itself. You've got various choices of pistols and bolt guns, chainswords and axes, and of course a couple of power weapons. And like I said on the frame overview, we got a good selection of heads, and each backpack is unique, but can be mixed and matched between the different torsos, so you can get some nice variety between models if you buy a second set of these. And finally, we got the option of giving one model a chaos icon, and of course, every model in the squad has bolt gun and chainsword as standard, so you can easily add on the extras. I do like that pose there, the power fists and bolt pistol. That's a quite nice one. Not too sure about that one. It's okay. Pretty good. And like I said earlier, he's just giving directions really, and yeah. And finally we build our Forge/Mauler Fiend. He's a rather nice, beautiful kit. Showing his age, but he still looks good. I can remember when these first came out, the Forge Fiend was actually on the front of the first of the big, thick white dwarfs that came out in, I think, 2012 again, the same sort of year that Dark Vengeance came out. Chaos Space Marines got a release, and they got quite a nice lot of new demon engines, including this guy. So you got two options. You got Gatling cannons or plasmas, and then you got real different head options. And of course, if you are building the Forge Fiend, you got all these different optional weapons here. And yeah, these are an extra piece of war gear, I believe. As a quick flick through the rules section. Yes, he has magma cutters, but you can swap those out for lasher tendrils to be a bit more melee orientated. And that's all our Chaos models built there. Moving on, we've got the new Awtark kit. So, as I said, we got some head options, quite a nice lot of war gear options. And he does look rather nice. You can build him with or without the rock if you want. That is an optional piece. He will stand pretty much straight on the base as standard. But you get 32mm base for him. And 28mm for all our rangers. So each one has two builds. You can either have them aiming or be a bit more aggressive. I think this is more of a Yanari sort of ranger, and he's more of the craft world as a Yanni. But either way, they do look rather nice, and I'll probably be mixing and matching a few poses when I build mine. I do like that one there, drawing the pistols. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And we get one 25mm base for our icon. And finally we're on to building our jet bikes. So these guys look rather nice and go together much like the other variants of jet bikes. I must admit they have done a really good job of upgrading the jet bikes recently. And with 6 being in the combat patrol, I think I'll be adding them to my army. So we got our final building guides here. We've got gluing your riders on. So it says to glue your legs on first, then glue your torso in position. So pay close attention to these when you are building them. Don't glue to your flying stand, leave it so they can maneuver. Plus it makes transport a whole lot easier. There we have a final view of our built models. And there we have all the contents of our kit. Just bringing the bases. So, value-wise, it's hard to say how much each side is worth because most of these kits are new and there is, of course, a price rise on the way. I have worked out roughly the Eldar will be between 75 and 85, going on similar kits already in the range. The bikes could be 30, they could be 35, and the Rangers, I'm going to be either putting them at 2250 or high-end 3250, because similar to the Aspect Warriors. But I think there might be a midway price point between the two, so you're probably going to look at 25, I'd say, for them. The Chaos side is going to be a little bit more pricey because we have £45 there in the Forge Fiend. Similar to the Havocs, I've put the Chosen at £32.50, I think it was. And then this guy is also £22.50, so we're looking at a good £100 there. So not a bad look on the Chaos side. So, all in all, this box retails at £125. I did pick it up at my local Games Workshop for this at their store birthday. You can check your friendly local gaming stores, of course, for regular discounts. And if you want, use my affiliate link for Curton Games, where they'll have it at, I think it's like 10 to 15% off, so a nice little discount there for you. So, final thoughts. if you are looking at getting into either of these two armies and have a friend who wants to go halves on the box with you, it's a good place to go. If you like the stealthy versus the heavy aggressive side, that again, it's a good box for you. Personally, I love this box. I was going to say something else, weren't I? No. I do love this box. It's a really good box. You get a good lot of models in it. It seems small, but you get a lot of much needed updated kits. The Chaos Marine side feels a little on the I would say a little on the cheap side, but it's actually more expensive than the Eldar. But it feels smaller because you have one great big model, 5 smaller models, and then your new HQ. Whereas the Eldar, you got 8 models plus your champion, your HQ there, for a total of 9. But yeah, my final thoughts on that model, this box even, is it's a fantastic kit. And I highly recommend it. I'm going to be, of course, expanding the Chaos side with my Imperium Premium 1 and my Get Started Chaos Space Marines. The Eldar side, as I mentioned a little earlier, I will be expanding that with the upcoming Combat Patrol, which includes 6 jet bikes, 10 of the new Guardians, a Farseer, and a gorgeous, although it's old, it still looks so good, Wraith Lord. But I think I've rambled on long enough. So I'd like to thank you for watching. If you've made it through, that is really good of you. I would like you to also please comment, share, like, and subscribe. If you'd like to help the channel out, there's of course my affiliate link to Curton Games, where you can get a nice discount off your gaming needs. And there's of course my Buy Me a Coffee channel, which is getting regular updates now finally, and will be the first place for some of my content. There's also my social media channels, so if you'd want to check those out as well, there'll be more updates on those too. Going forward, I'm going to be having quite a few things in the pipeline to work on, so like I said, keep an eye on my channels and I will be letting you know there. But again, thank you so much for watching if you've made it all the way through. I will see you next time for more mad content. Goodbye.